Well, this is the best event of the year to cover because it's the most challenging, for one thing. Your entire station is mobilized for it. It's live. It's ongoing for over 3 hours. And there's so many different angles and so many different stories. It's the ultimate challenge because it's so big and unwieldy, and because of the distances. For all those challenging reasons, this is the best of them all to cover.
This must be a nightmare for you, though, especially. I mean, you know, it's easier to know a lot of the players on a team, but here you've got 1,000 people.
Well, you know, it's like any other television story. You have to let the pictures do the story, and actually the best thing to do is probably shut up instead of trying to show your knowledge, because you can only show your ignorance in this race. The idea is to let the pictures do the story and call on your resource people. The nightmare is really for the technical people. I mean, for me it's fun. It's like I said, it's a great challenge, but the technical people have the nightmare. And of course, if they have problems, then the nightmare becomes ours. But the idea is to make sure that your resource people are in place and you don't expose yourself for the ignorant person that you truly are.
Who's voicing this piece?
Who's doing this? I think Barry. Yeah, Barry. Are we ready?
We're ready. Two shot.
Yeah.
Rolling.
No, we don't take all the credit.
In a nutshell, you take all the credit. What is your guys, the two of you, we're going to see you in there in the middle of this. What is your goal?
What's our goal? I think our goal is to give viewers the best coverage they possibly can, let them follow along in the race, to know exactly what's going on, to keep them informed all the way. I mean, that's the bottom line, to follow the race from step to step to step, right to the finish line.
Yeah, do it accurately, do it cleanly, try not to make any mistakes. The thing that Peter and I both like to do also, I mean, everyone knows who's in the lead. It's who's in second and third and fourth, who's moving up on the lead, who's dropping back. I think that's the things that we're going to strive to do that separate us from the others.
Oh, that's what our spotter network does too. That's what the spotter network offers that no one else in the market has gotten to yet, is we're able to get the second, third, fourth, the other back-of-the-pack positions that have been lost in past races. So be able to keep an eye on Bill Rogers, Greg Meyer if he runs, some of the other favorites to the Boston viewers.
So what's
That one machine's in pause.
Whoops.
Let's
Ooh, they developed video. Okay. What's the big deal? What's so tough about the marathon? I mean, you know, we cover sports events all the time.
You've never done it. What's so tough about it? The tough part of it is planning for it. It takes weeks of planning. I've been working on it now for about 3 weeks already, and I mean, there's so many different people involved in it. And just the whole event, you're on the air for 4 hours of live television. For those folks who have to make all that work, like Chuck especially, and I'm the sidekick in there with him during it, that's tough. It's grueling. You feel like you've run the marathon after you've been through 4 hours of live TV and producing and directing it.
It's the unexpected. It's not knowing what's going to happen. That's the problem, not knowing when to take a commercial, not knowing when it's time to go away for something else, a piece. Last year when they're coming down near the end and Rob DiCostello turns from Commonwealth to Hereford Street, we lost our video. We didn't know how long we were going to be out. I mean, we're gone. For all we knew, we might not catch the end of the race. I mean, that was something where you had to make a decision right then. What are you going to do? Do you go to a commercial? Do you go to the talent and somewhere else and wait until it comes back? It's like, you know, you cover the race for 2 hours and plus minutes, and then all of a sudden you lose it, and it's, I mean, what's the marathon if you don't get the finish? So.
Right. But it's essentially, we're in training not as long as the runners are, but essentially we're in our training process now. And the day of the race, as I said, we feel like we've run the race. And it's a physically exhausting situation. Most nights after the race, and Chuck too, we go home, we collapse for about 2 days. And so it's grueling on us as well.
If you tell me what's going on, and use present tense for this, we'll be inside the control room, and we'll be watching very calm two guys who are kind of bored with their jobs. Tell me what in present tense, what's going to be going on.
You want to start? Or want me to?
Go ahead.
Okay, I'll start. What my job is I'd best describe my job as the architect. What will be going on is I'll be following along on a format that I've designed, and since we've done it, Chuck and I have done it so many years now, we'll more or less we'll know where the runners are at different mile marks and what to be expecting, and we'll be following along in a format. But it really becomes Chuck's job to make it all work on TV. Chuck and the technical director, Mike Krim, to make it all happen on TV. I can design something and assist with them during the live coverage, but it really comes down to Chuck's thought process with the technical director to make that all work and get home to the viewers.
Yeah, we'll have pretty much made our game plan before we get into the control room, and Peter and I will have discussed it with Mike, and we'll do this on the day before, the 2 days before. Peter and I have done it already. We started a couple weeks ago. And then it's my job, once the race starts, to deal with Mike Krim, my technical director, to get it on the air as cleanly as possible, as succinctly as possible, to give them all the information we possibly can that's coming in. In other words, give them split times, give them leaders, give them people in second and third, fourth place. Just, give the people at home the race, the way it is going on at that very moment.
And a lot of it, too, is going to be coordinating with talent out in the field, like with Bob Lobel. He's such a pleasure to work with because he's great doing live TV. And it's just a matter of coordinating things with him, talking to him over the air, over his earpiece, and talking to the other reporters we're going to have along the race route, just coordinating everything that happens with them. So
about how many factors, then, are you dealing with?
How many different remotes do we have coming back in? How many different... in past years, what has it been?
Well, in cameras usually in the past we've dealt anywhere from 22 to 24 cameras.
Not all of them are being directed by us, but
Right.
but we're at every community along the race course.
Right, all three stations take part in it. There are pool feeds from 5 and 7. The really unique thing this year that we haven't done in the past that's really going to help out is we're going to have 2 helicopters in the air. So we're going to have a helicopter on the lead male, and we're going to have a helicopter that's going to be shooting the lead female. So we'll be able to go back-to-back simultaneously between the two. The only time that'll be different is when we have to send our helicopter down to get some refueling. And then we'll just have the one helicopter, but we've never had 2 helicopters before in a race, and it's really going to make a big difference.
If I could hear the two of you list, if you want to help each other out, so just list the 24 cameras, the 2 helicopters, the computers, the spotters. If you could list a monotonous list of everything that's coming into you all at once, middle of the marathon.
Well, we start with Hopkinton. We've got Channel 5's pooling out there. They've got at least 4 cameras out there, plus our own 2 cameras. So plus Sky Eye, which comes in. Then we go to Ashland. We have a camera in Ashland. We go to Framingham. There's a camera in Framingham. Then there's a camera in Natick. Then there's a camera at Wellesley.
Yep.
There's a camera on...
2 cameras in Newton.
cameras in Newton on Heartbreak Hill, the bottom of Heartbreak Hill, the top of Heartbreak Hill.
Kenmore Square.
You've got a camera in Kenmore Square. You've got... And then Channel 7, which pulls the finish, has 5 cameras, I believe. We have 4 cameras of our own, plus you have the men's lead truck, you have the female lead truck, and you've got the 2 helicopters, and we've got 4 cameras in our studio here.
Yeah, plus the other things are, you've got to deal with commercial breaks, you've got to deal with the men's and women's lead truck following the race, as well as the information you're getting from your spotters network, so it keeps you busy.
Okay, 2 more questions. Okay?
Because we really got
Okay. How's television technology changed our product?
The addition of satellites has helped us out because it's given us a couple of additional locations along the race course. That's been very helpful. Our helicopter relay coverage obviously makes it. That's what really allows you to get the pictures of the runners going along the lead pack of men and women. So 10 years ago, they couldn't have done this.
Yeah, the 2 helicopters, the ability to take in multiple live feeds, whether they be satellite, microwave, or hardline
Telco
via
lines.
telco, telephone lines, enables you to bring in many more feeds than normally you could. In the old time, you'd be lucky to get in 1 microwave feed because you wouldn't have the microwave capabilities, or 2 at the most, and maybe 1 telco line, and you definitely wouldn't have 2 helicopters in the air bouncing signals back.
The answer is more technology. It
More
really
and better.
is. More and better, yeah.
Last question, then.
Finally.
Finally,
What happened to the 15-second soundbite?
last question. So what does BZ?
crowd here.
Okay.
What does BZ have over every other? There are lots of stations in Boston covering this.
Well, we have Bob Lobel. We have our whole Eyewitness News sports team. We have the Spotter Network, which is the second year we'll have that. We've got all the people behind the scenes.
We've been working together. Peter and I have been working together on the marathon for 5 years, I believe now, and
Yep.
Mike Krim and I have been working on it for 6 or 7 years. So we've got the nucleus of the
Behind
team.
the scenes and on camera as well. So that's what makes it work.
Good. Get your spotters.
Okay.
Thank you.
We knew something about running, first of all. Go out on the course of the marathon and report back to the television station. Kind of a novel idea at the time that proved to be extremely successful for us in our production of the Boston Marathon. Those of you who were with us last year, I think, saw the results of that. This year we hope to repeat it, but not only repeat it, but make it better. And all of you are going to be playing a very important part of that. We have a few people to talk to you tonight before we get started with the actual plan. I'd like to introduce to you Bob Lobel first. Bobby?
Okay, before
Right, Bob.
get that on camera right there. First things first. You gotta know Stan. Stan's motto is win together, lose alone. So we're all well accustomed to it here. I just want to tell you one thing about this is Evening Magazine. They're doing a segment that'll be airing probably the night before the marathon or Friday before the marathon or something like that. Night of the marathon. I knew that was coming up. And I'm lost without Liz. She's not here, you know. So it's what they're going to do is they're just like taping little excerpts, like inspirational messages, you know, to replace Jimmy Swaggart and Jim Baker and the Lovely Tanners, you know, and stuff like that. So I go deliver the inspirational message first and get that out of the way. And
Do we need to bow our heads at all?
it would help. Yes, it would. As a matter of fact, if you want to be on TV, a nice standing ovation would certainly be. Well, this is for us, this is like the best event of the year. I know the Bill Buckner interviews are really special to us too, but this is like this is really it for us because it really gives us a chance to take all our electronic toys and all our skills and go out and.
want to take this now. Something like this.
You on? Just for a minute.
Oh, all right, I'm coming up now. I just don't want it to get all wet.
I don't have any. That's why
Okay. A young man like yourself, all right?
Well, I'll tell you, I got their hash.
Just lost them, huh?
Yeah. But I mean, I have their. Yeah.
Okay, so they weren't leaving. What happened to them?
They're not answering either, so. Camera 6, really camera 1 for us, is ready to be fired. Ernie, you want to pass that down the line? We can fire up camera 6, or camera 1 as it's called. See if there's anybody in video.
Psych-up job starts down the street at Hopkinton High School. You want to go say hi? Well, one. Well, it all does start here at Hopkinton, or at least will start at about noontime. The big psych-up job starts up down the street at the high school.
Guys? Yeah, bye, Mark. Okay. Okay, Bob.
Sure.
4 minutes before the start of the wheelchair race. 4 minutes, please.
Can we start it, Carol? Right.
You're not going to put it until here. You're not going to say it up here, but the time will be different. Yeah, well,
I get what you say.
Yeah, we better stay on because the truck is only about 100 yards from me here, and the pack is right in front of me. So. I'm here. They're heading towards me.
We're up for a minute. 31 minutes. 5 seconds. Okay. Okay, ready? We got number 1.
They're all together.
12, 4, 6, 2, 8,
Number 2.
14, 72, 6, 46, 16. Got him? Number 1. All right, Deke. 37.
Okay.
37 on deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2.
2, 10,
Who's number 1?
8, 2.
I gave him
2
the
and
number.
10.
2.
10.
And then 10.
And then we had a pack.
Get the shot, all right?
Okay,
Go ahead. Go.
I've got something very, very important to tell you. Daddy, I got your camera on, Richard. Are you listening? I got a raise. That means, you're hot, too. Means I can buy you a sandbox.
Excellent reception, 1 ball.
Playhouse.
Excellent reception, 1 ball.
Means I can buy you a sliding door. A little bicycle.
Walgreens. I'm a clinical dietitian.
Now pause.
When our hospital
On to camera 2.
important dietary supplement, I remembered Walgreens. Because your pharmacies can communicate through their computer network, you located the supplies I needed in a few minutes.
Can you record this one? Walgreens Pharmacy Network. Okay, you're on, Richard. I'm recording you.
Do a bill for Walgreens one day and get photo prints back the next day. No extra charge at Walgreens Photo Center.